And you're welcome along here to the club grounds of Mount Ballieu, Mylaw in County Galway for this, the Division 2 Lidl Ladies League semi-final. It's Monaghan taking on Kerry, and we now know at this stage that Meath will await the winners in the Division 2 League final. We'll go through the teams for you here. Kerry to begin with. Firstly, they're off to our left-hand side here, just going through their final few moments of preparation. They are going as per team sheet, we've been informed, so it's Ciara Butler in goal, it's Julie O'Sullivan, Aisling Desmond, their captain, and Ciara Murphy in the full-back line, with Aisling O'Connell, Kayla Cronin and Koch Lynch in the half-back line. Lorraine Scanlon and Niamh Carmody make up their midfield pairing, with Anna Galvin, Emma Deneen and Louise Galvin in the half-forward line. Andrea Murphy, Hannah O'Donoghue and Louise Nimura-Artig complete their starting 15. The Kerry team, as I say, in the traditional Kerry colours as well, of green and gold down to our left hand side. Monaghan, they have made one change. It's going to be on their full forward line. Cora Courtney is coming in place of Jodie McQuillan. So Cora will have 18 in her back in place of Jodie McQuillan. The team in full is Edel Corrigan in goal. It's the full back line of Maeve Monaghan, Nicola Fahy and Aoife McAnespy. Emer Trainer, Abby McCary and Shauna Kyle in the half-back line, with their midfield pairing of Amanda Finnegan and Murren Atkinson. The half-forward line is Laura McEnany, their captain Ellen McCarn and Lauren Garland. And the full-forward line, Casey Trainer, Ciara McAnespy. Jodie McQuillan was due to start, but she's been replaced by the number 18, Cora Courtney. I say Monaghan taking on Kerry in this Division 2 Lidl Ladies League semi-final with us here. The settings, it's a little bit dull and overcast at the moment. The sun had been out here, so weather-wise we should be perfect in that regard. The breeze as we look out is down to our right-hand side. The wind appears to be blowing across the field, just looking at the flags, the Kerry flag, our national tricolour, and the Monaghan flag. But when we look down at the sideline flags, then they appear to be just under the shade of the stand here, blowing from left to right. So it may be a factor, it'll be a breeze you'll be trying to judge more so when putting ball high in as to whether it will catch it and pull it in for you, but it may not favour either side, more a cross-field win. Our referee for this afternoon is Shane Curley. The shrill whistle from him, and I see signal to the two teams, 1 minute to throw into this one. The two sides obviously reaching these semi-finals haven't come through their group stages. Monaghan with a win over Tyrone and Armagh before an opening day loss to Cavan, and Kerry obviously comfortably through on their end of it as well. Their last outing was indeed against Wexford, where Louise Nimura-Artig, as we mentioned, finished with 4-6 before she was withdrawn from that particular contest. And as noted here, she certainly is a player that's bang on form, so she'll certainly be one to watch in that forward line. Kerry unfortunately will be without the services of Shifra O'Shea, who picked up an injury in that particular fixture, so they are missing her, but a lot no doubt will evolve around Louise Nimura-Artig in that forward line, ably assisted by Hannah O'Donoghue and Andrea Murphy. Emma Deneen also as well is another one that can contribute to the scoreboard from Kerry's perspective. From Monaghan, well, Ellen McCarn would be one of their main outlets, particularly on the left foot and from place ball. Ciara McAnespy has made a return as well, got a fleeting run out in the opening game against Cavan, but has featured since then. And Cora Courtney, but perhaps the one player that has really caught the eye from Monaghan's end of things is Casey Trainer, who came in as a debutant in this league and has found out and knows where the back of the net is as well, having gotten 2 goals in her last outing against Tyrone. So plenty of forward power and firepower in the forward line of these two teams. Really looking forward to this one. The last of the instructions have been handed out in the 2 huddles as the teams break away. Kerry just going through that one last run out of going into a circle, turning, sprinting back out and back in again. Monaghan had done something similar. Now they're taking up their positions on the field, and as I say, I believe we will be pausing for Aaron Naveen then also. Looking to see any positional changes that may be placed by either side. No, Cora Courtney's definitely moving up into the corner, so that is a direct swap with herself and Jodie McQuillan. Amanda Casey and Murren Atkinson have gone to the middle of the field. The COVID fist pumps doing the rounds as players meet each other. And Casey Trainer's gone in full forward, and Ciara McAnespy appears to have come out into the corner. So that is a positional change that Monaghan have carried out there, and looking inside, Louise Hertig is going to be picked up by Nicola Fahy. So Nicola Fahy has moved out from the middle, and it looks like we're just going straight into it here. There's no hanging about with Shane Curley on this one. Brilliant to hear the cheers and the encouragement of fans that have been allowed access as well. 100 spectators allowed into this particular encounter, obviously from the 7th of June. That was allowed, and it's immediately evident to hear the support getting behind them. It's Monaghan on the attack. They won a free from the initial throw in there. It's over on the far side with Cora Courtney. Went to take it short, took a step forward, and opts instead to go back, give it to Ellen McCarn. Ellen dropping it down into the centre to Ciara McAnespy. Ciara turning away from the attentions inside there of the Kerry rear guard. Ball's dropped inside. Ellen McCarn gets it up. Second time I'm asking, off her left. The umpires look at each other, go for the white flag. The opening score goes the way of Monaghan, up the boot of Ellen McCarn. It was probably a little bit untidy, just the initial build up to it, but the end result is all that'll matter to Monaghan, and they've done that. First ball coming out into the midfield, broken down by Lorraine Scanlon there, goes to ground. A little bit of pressure coming in at her back from Muireann Atkinson. Kerry winning themselves the free, played out to the near side here to Anna Galvin, puts the head down and comes up along tight in this sideline, being harried all the way by Shauna Coyle. Managed to get away for her, and that play was played inside, and it's a little push in on the back inside there of Hannah O'Donoghue of Kerry, and it's going to be an opportunity for them to reply straight away. Well, Anna Galvin looks like she wants to play it across, just doesn't favour maybe aiming for the post. She does it back out instead to leave Carmody, and coming racing through the middle there is the right half back Aisling O'Connell. Nice ball placed down inside then to Hannah O'Donoghue. O'Donoghue off her right. Oh, that's a beautiful score. We got the full value of it from behind the camera here of Hannah O'Donoghue, and we're all square in the opening minute and a half with us here. And again, nice passage of play there. Ball was quickly through the hands as Edel Corrigan plays the ball out in front to Laura Garland here, who dropped back in support of it. Inside Aoife McAnespy, back across in then to Maeve Monaghan. Oh, and she's been stood up, and Louise Hertig has turned it over. This isn't what Monaghan want, but Louise Hertig is drumming in. Oh, and the pressure was put on her. It's off her right. She's won herself a free. Aoife McAnespy just put enough pressure, maybe a wee bit too much in on the back of her back of Louise Hertig there, and forced it out, and it's gone for a free in here, and an opportunity for Kerry to get another one on the board. But Monaghan can't afford to be playing handball and pass ball back on their own 20-metre line when you have the likes of Louise Hertig in there that just used her physical height to turn that ball over, and there's only one thing in her mind whenever she's back facing the goal like that. And it probably was a good tackle from Aoife McAnespy just to put her off, force her into the shot. I know it's resulted in a free. How long is the shout from the spectators here, but it still goes in and goes over the bar, and Kerry go 1-up. Louise Hertig has got herself on the scoreboard, so we tell Corrigan off to my right hand side. Here again, Laura Garland has gone short for it here, so it's obviously a tactic that Monaghan are working on, and they've worked it out better this time for themselves, dropping it down into Abby McCary. McCary coming out to Shauna Coyle of her left hand side, quickly through the hands to Muireann Atkinson. Muireann Atkinson popping it out and over the head and dropping it down inside there. That was Laura McEnany. It was indeed deep down into the corner here to Casey Traynor trying to get away inside from Aisling Desmond, and again the referee, well, he's been right up with these passages of play. Any sort of contact going in on the player is going to be punished, and we've seen it 3 occasions already. And here's an opportunity for Monaghan to come right back and level matters with us. Cora Courtney standing over this one. Runners coming out from the end line towards her. She doesn't look. She has only one thing on her mind as she flashes that one in and over the bar, and it is over the bar again. The moment her wait from the umpire just to ensure that it did count. So 2 points apiece. Another long kick out into the middle, picks a bounce and drops down into the hands of Emma Deneen, and all of a sudden the club grounds of Mount Bellew Mylog open up in front of her here, but she stalls her run and comes back into the centre. Niamh Carmody quickly into the hands there. Lorraine Scanlon deep up into the corner then to Louise Hertig. Nicola Fahy being deputised to cover her runs back out and through the hands of Ciara Murphy, and it's again just very quickly moving through the hands. It looks like Emma Deneen back in on it there once more, back out again. Kerry happy just to work it on the 45 into Anna Galvin, and now the long ball goes in. Maeve Monaghan thought it was going to drop in behind it, drop down into the hands of Hannah O'Donoghue. O'Donoghue gives it off to Aisling O'Connell then into Emma Deneen, and Emma Deneen puts it out to the wrong side of the post and wide. I'm not so sure why Hannah O'Donoghue, maybe she didn't think she was in at the right angle or in close enough to take that shot, but she certainly had won herself the yard of space And it possibly could have been a score, but it's down as a first wide as the ball is played out to the near side. Shauna Kyle dropping it down into the centre here. Laura McEnany lets it bounce and takes it in and turns and gets away from the first Kerry player. And again, a judge to vote for Kerry. Ooh, that looked like a harsh call, because I thought she took a play out of the ball, but the referee was right down on top of it there. So Kerry with Aisling O'Connell playing it across into the centre. Ciara Murphy off her left, playing it right out over wide into the path there of Anna Galvin. She drops it up in again. Well, you know every ball's going to be put down in on top of Louisa Murhertig as she comes across on that one on her right. Caught as that ball got away. It's dropping down inside in the square here. Strong hand goes up from Mia Momman to break it away. It's back down with Hannah O'Donoghue for right, and that's out to the wrong side of the post and wide. I'm looking across. Louisa Murhertig has picked herself back up off the ground just as she let off that shot. The earlier part of that play, she was caught for a challenge coming in, but thankfully she is back up on her feet. And that's a second wide for Kerry. As Edel Corrigan has to wait for Maeve Monaghan, I think it was, to come out from behind the 13-metre line in busy tying her shoe. Shauna Kyle tried to get a hand of that one, breaks down. Aisling O'Connell of Kerry picks up on it instead, and high solo out of the ball, but continuing on. There could be a goal of jaw. Great tackling inside there by Casey Traynor, coming from so deep. It's not Casey Traynor, it's Laurie Garland, in fact, number 12 on her back, which she's obviously pulled back into sort of a sweeping role there, but it was a brilliant tackle from her to get her hand in on that one and break the ball away, because Aisling O'Connell had only one thing in her mind. She was going in there, and Edel Corrigan has just a little bit of pressure on her kickouts here. They're obviously trying to work a system, and she gets it out this time to Murren Atkinson. Takes it nicely, and it looks like she's going to use Aoife McAnespy. She's done that, a high challenge there. The referee has spotted that, and he's going to call over Andrea Murphy maybe and just have a little word with her there. Linesperson person on this near side also noted it as well, that the challenge appeared to come in just after the ball had been released. I'm not so sure if there'll be any further action to be taken here. Maybe just a little ticking in the book. We're in the early stages of this one. We're just coming up on the 7th minute of this first half. So the referee may just give a little warning, little tick in the book. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So it's just a warning, and it's going to go back. Murren Atkinson taking it short inside to Lauren Garland. Garland coming out, using her strength back again to Murren Atkinson once more inside to Abby McCary to Laura Garland. Mullen just been pinned back inside on the 45-metre line. Amanda Casey Finnegan out to Abby McCary once more. She'll be forced back towards her own goal with Murren Smith. Shauna Kyle is out on the sideline if she needs her here, and she's continuing on, and again she's charged down. Oh, and that's it. The referee judges that it was the Monaghan player that was doing the charge, and the Kerry player appeared then to put their hand across in front of him. And as I say, the sheer excitement of the spectators below us here as well is just adding to every call. It's one of those challenges. Could have went either way, but it's fallen in favour of Kerry. Directly below us here with Anna Galvin. Plays it behind her to Niamh Carmody. Back again to Anna Galvin. Laura McEnany coming across, pressure on her, and again another push off there. And the referee may now start to take stronger action here just with the challenges that are going in, maybe just to settle the game down again. It's inside to Amanda Finnegan. She's going to have Laura McEnany coming off her shoulder here. Does that inside to Ellen McCarn. McCarn then down to Cora Courtney coming from deep out in the corner. Long ball looking inside there. Ciara McAnespy on. It was wonderful work from the Kerry number 7, Coach Lynch, to turn around and pick up on that ball and place it over then to the far side to Lorraine Scanlon, putting it deep up into the forward line. That looked like Nora Hurtig that had come out onto that when she drives a ball right across field back into Coach Lynch once more, involved in the initial build up of this one. Down inside then to Emma Deneen. Emma Deneen plays it in, and again the Kerry player is stood up, goes to ground, and Monaghan win themselves the free. The speed with which the ball is moving from one side of the field to the other. Real competitive encounter this one. Murren Atkinson coming out, reading where that one was going, takes it. Amanda Casey, Finnegan Casey was waiting on it and got caught out, and it's Niamh Carmody that comes in and robs it off her and win themselves. Kerry is the free. You just don't have time to think when you run the ball here. It has to move at pace, and Louise Lemmer-Hertig will be coming across and looking to put Kerry one to the good again. 2 points apiece, just coming up on about 9.5 minutes gone, and what has been a frantic first half with this here. Hertig is coming around on our right, so she'll be looking to draw this one in, I would have thought. Cutting through the ball, solo on the right. Again, just a dressing the ball back out, stretch out in front of her, drawing it back in again. A look at the posts, the call goes out for how long. She's drawing it in on the right, and that's a nice score again across her body, and she puts it out to a 1 point lead for her side once more. Her second of the afternoon, the other coming from Hannah O'Donoghue. Monaghan with 2 points, one from Ellen McCarn, one from Cora Courtney. And you see Del Corrigan down to her right hand side. The Monaghan keeper drives that one out into the middle, and again Kerry take control of it outside there with their number 4, that's Ciara Murphy. And again the shrill whistle of the referee just signalling that it's going to be moved forward as well, so any indiscipline is going to be punished. And here she comes again, Louise Nimmerhurtig, and looking at the breeze, as I say, I don't think it's favouring. You can even see it on their jerseys, it's blowing against the jersey, but she still has the capabilities and the strength to put this one over again. That addressing of the ball, there'll be a bounce, there'll be a solo on the right foot, she'll stretch it back out in front of her again. It's a routine that she goes through, she'll draw it in, she'll put it back out again. Look at the post, and again the cheers and shouts goes up for how long, and she drops it down on her right, and it's looking out to the wrong side of the post and wide. So that's a third wide for Kerry. Monaghan have their 2 points as Del Corrigan goes off to retrieve the ball down to her right hand side. Shrill whistle of the referee again signals that the game can get underway. Laura Garland coming out, just got across in time to pick up on that one. Right then with Ciara McAnespy up into the captain Ellen McCarn here, bounce out of the ball, pops it across into the centre and picks out number 9 Muireann Atkinson, and so all of a sudden there's space over on that far side of the field for Monaghan maybe to exploit, and they put it back into Abby McCary. Cora Courtney's come from deep out in the corner as well to get a wee bit more involved in the play, dropping it inside. That looks like Laura McEnany that's travelling at speed through the middle here. Took like she wanted to go back to Shauna Kyle, and said it was Cora Courtney to come across there, maybe unexpectedly so. The ball landed with her, and Kerry have turned it over, and they move it very, very quickly through the hands. It's inside with Aisling O'Connell, plays out to this near side then to Niamh Carmody. Carmody up along the line around in front of us to Louise Galvin here. Louise Galvin then being met by Cora Courtney, but still it's time to look across. Monaghan immediately pull players back into defence, and it leaves that little bit of space for Anna Galvin to probe one right up into the front. Nice ball laid off then to Julie O'Sullivan, the corner back. Look at how deep she's coming from. As she's caught high, she's dragged down, and I have a funny feeling the referee will eventually go to his book and will say that action has to be taken, because some of the challenges that are going in are becoming a wee bit more reckless now, and it looks like Monaghan will be one of the first possibly to be seeing a sin bin, and they are. The yellow card, and it looks like Maeve Monaghan indeed it is that's making her way across here, or down to 14 players for the next few moments. I could see it coming just with all that was happening and going on. Number 5 in fact, a senior trainer that is in the sin bin, and Monaghan are down 14, but it was inevitable, it was coming. Louise Nimmerhurtig again, he's done all the addressing to the ball, and now pops it on to the right and puts it in again, puts it out to the wrong side of the post and wide. So it's a 4th wide for Kerry. Monaghan with 2 points, Kerry with 3 points. Looking at the clock, 13 minutes, so it'll still be a few moments to go for the water break. You can see Ciara Murphy, Monaghan manager, just questioning below here, and again Kerry have capitalised, turned it over. Hannah O'Donoghue coming in, trying to charge her way in when the referee signals that's a penalty for Kerry, and the signal is that she was being dragged down. Now it looked like she'd put her head down to charge in, but the referee was right in on top of it there and signalled that it was the drag down, and again it came just from the kick out. Louise Nimmerhurtig is so quick to get in on them. Kerry are pushing right up on the kick outs and forcing Monaghan to have to put it out short, looking to try to find their player, and this is the prize that can be got from putting pressure on those turnovers. Louise Nimmerhurtig facing Del Corrigan down to her right hand side here. Linesperson within just and spoke to the referee there as well. I don't think there's anything untoward that had to be dealt with. She steps off to her left. Again, you can see the breeze, and possibly the breeze is ever so slightly in. Oh, what a save from Del Corrigan, comes down. Oh, and it's hit the crossbar for a second time, and it's cleared. An incredible passage of play. Del Corrigan with a wonderful save that forced it up onto the crossbar. The follow-on from Louise Nimmerhurtig again crashed off the underside of the crossbar, and somehow it managed to be cleared away, and that maybe could be just the signal for Monaghan to let them know that there's a game here for them. An incredible save, firstly, from Edel Corrigan. That's one that will be watched and watched and watched again on the show reel. And again, Monaghan are being stood up. And again, I can tell you the supporters to my right-hand side here not happy with that call of decision. It just adds to the ambience of the game to have the supporters in now calling decisions. Let them be going for them, against them. But what a passage of play that was. A charmed life. The Monaghan goal was leading down there, but an incredible save to start it all off with. The follow-up crashing off the crossbar, and the penalty initially taken from the lady that's on the ball at the moment. Louise O'Meara-Hertig again goes through, just addressing the ball, puts it in and pops it over the bar. So what could have been 3 points has resulted in 1 point. But it's a 2-point lead for Kerry here. Kerry 4 points, Monaghan 2 points, and there's still a buzz going round the ground after that initial passage of play there. And again, Kerry are pushing up, and the referee again just having words with the Monaghan. Alan McCarn coming from here, so there's another play being put in place for Monaghan. And maybe the breeze is a factor. They're not trying to go long with them out. They're being forced the whole way back to their goalkeeper, Edel Corrigan. She plays it out then to Nicola Fahy. So the breeze may be a factor in why they're not driving them out long, and we're not just aware of that. Being up here at the back of the covered stand is with Abby McCary, the Monaghan centre half back, coming through the middle. And nice ball played back here once more. That looks like Cora Courtney that's come from deep. It is indeed, so she's gone back. Parts of Black come across on that one, and Kerry have turned it over again. A lot of turnovers for Kerry, are recurring back on their own 45 metre line, and they've taken it in there with Ciara Murphy. Murphy down into the centre here as Kerry look to build it, plays it off to the near side to Anna Galvin. Galvin out on the 45, playing it deep down into the corner. Laura Garland's going to read where that one's going and picks it out and drops it into Amanda Casey. Casey back to Abby McCary, deep up into the corner to Maeve Monaghan. Monaghan down then into Aoife McAnespy, and the referee blows the whistle for something. I'm not so sure. There was obviously a challenge maybe away from the play there, because there was certainly nothing untoward in regards to what had happened between the players that were playing. So there must have been a little pull or a tug back as Alan McCarn comes and takes that one to Laura McEnany, to Maeve Monaghan, down into Shauna Kyle, out to Amanda Casey. Monaghan moving it very quickly through the hands end with Ciara McAnespy, out then to Murren Atkinson. Atkinson dropping it down over the far side, going to go back and take the return. Monaghan player caught after that ball was released. Not so sure if the lines person picked up on it or not. Looking inside, that looks like Casey Traynor that's coming out and taking that one. It is indeed Casey Traynor. Pops it out over to the far side, looking for Ciara McAnespy. Ciara McAnespy going to come back in on her right. It's off her right foot, up and down into Ellen McCarn, looking for it. Coming inside in there was Laura McEnany trying to get that one. The referee judges there was nothing untoward was happening inside there. Kerry had been very good at turning it over, and here they come now on this near side. Maeve Carmody dropping it down into the centre, nicely taken in there by Ciara Murphy. Murphy crossing over a 65 is marked in the centre of the field here. I'd inquired just before we started if there was hurling played here. They informed me there was. It's Emma Deneen that's on it at the moment. They're an amalgamated club and playing the junior grade in Galway, as Emma Deneen is stood up and is going to come back out. I think there was an advantage possibly being played for her. That's exactly what it was, and nothing occurred from that advantage, and Kerry go back and take it quickly. Niamh Carmody back inside then to Anna Galvin. Anna Galvin goes to the left hand side of Murren Atkinson, still going, wonderful block, and it's an over Kerry, and the referee, he's been right up on top of those ones as well, and we're going to go, he signals that we're going to go for the water break here. Whoa, what an incredible opening 18 minutes that we've had here. Kerry 4 points to 2 to the good. Their opening score came after Ellen McCarn had given Monaghan a nearly 1 point lead. That point came from Hannah O'Donoghue. It's been followed up then by 3 points from frees from Louise O'Meara-Hertig. Splitting up the first of her 2 frees was a free from Cora Courtney to level matters at 2 points apiece. But as I noted, 2 further frees from Louise O'Meara-Hertig has left the 2 points between the 4 points to 2. But the buzz around the ground here as well, with that initial penalty save from Edel Corrigan on Louise O'Meara-Hertig, followed up then by the pull on the ball that crashed at the underside of the crossbar, and then someone's hand inside then that eventually cleared the danger from Monaghan's perspective. Water break, everybody will be glad of it. It's Kerry 4 points to 2. Monaghan away from their breaks here, so they are the water break to our right. Kerry have also broken away from theirs as well. We know that once the referee gives the signal for the game to start, that it can start. We've already borne witness in the Ladies League this year, Down registering a goal against Roscommon, when the Roscommon players were still only breaking away from the water break. Down had the ball and managed to break up the field and put the ball in the back of the net, much to the bemusement of the Roscommon team and management. Monaghan's still down to the 14 players here. Emer Trainer currently in the sin bin for them. Edel Corrigan again down the right hand side, kicking it out. Ellen McCarn, wonderful take from Ellen McCarn, and again they kick it in, and I don't think the forward line was just ready for that one. It was read brilliantly in there. Aisling Desmond certainly wasn't going to hang about and wait to be asked questions. Plays it out then to Julie O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan looked like she wanted to go off on her left, comes back on her right and pops it up deep down into the corner, looking for Hannah O'Donoghue appeared to be, and again she puts the head down, and this time she's adjudged to charge with the ball inside there. And Monaghan win themselves the free with me of Monaghan, and it comes across, and again Monaghan just are guilty at times of being a little lax with the ball, giving it away. Kerry, bigger, physical, stronger team, are able to turn them balls over, and that's what they're doing. Lorraine Scanlon popping it out over to the far side. Louise Nimera Hertig coming in, being shepherded all the way by Nicola Fahy, but still managed to get it off inside there again. The steps may be countered inside, but Anna Galvin managed to get the ball. Ball goes to ground, picked up inside, and there's going to be a throw up between the two. There was two sets of hands inside on the ball. It was 50-50 as to who had possession of it, so the easiest way then to call that one, a judge's referee, Shane Curley, is to throw it up. And Amanda Casey's going to go in for this one. There definitely is a physical height difference in the Kerry forwards and the Monaghan backs, and that's what's causing a number of the turnovers that have been experienced in there. And it drops down. Kerry did win it. Basketball staying to Lorraine Scanlon, and again she's adjudged to have, and it's going to be moved forward as well for a little bit of dissent, I would have thought, from Lorraine Scanlon. Laura Garland, the referee, again the warning. That's 2 ticks, I can see he's just signalled. So next one, third strike, and it'll be a sin bin as that goes back from Lauren to Edel Corrigan, and she plays it out over to that far side. Nicola Fahy, and Nicola Fahy has lots of field in front of her. Louise Murrah Hertig is chasing her down, but she got it away to Murrah Atkinson, and Murrah Hertig hasn't, or Nima Hertig hasn't given up on it. It's going to come into the centre here to Laura McEnany, and again into the hands then of Cora Courtney. Courtney pops it out over her head here then to Amanda Finnegan. Finnegan has Ellen McCarn coming in support and drops it down into the hands of Ellen McCarn. McCarn out then to this near side to Shauna Kyle. Shauna Kyle's going to go back to Abby McCary. Monaghan just now camped on the 65 to Cora Courtney, and she tries to step inside. 2 Kerry players, plays it low along the ground then to Laura McEnany. McEnany off then to Cora Courtney. Courtney now looking inside, and many times would they not have played this inside then to Ciara McAnespy. Hand goes up and lots of pressure coming in from Coach Lynch, and McAnespy done very well to get that one across, but again it's that physical height that Kerry seem to have there, that they get a hand up and break it away. And Monaghan might be best place to put ball into space rather than try to go player to player on it. Little tug in on the Kerry jersey there, test the strength of it, means Kerry win the free with Louise Galvin over on that far side, dropping it down. It's Aisling Desmond, the captain, playing the captain's role, coming from deep out at the full back line over to this near side to Anna Galvin. She turns inside, the attention of Shauna Kyle, and all of a sudden, I say, the ground opens up in front of her. I say Ciara or Aoife McAnespy comes across, puts pressure inside on her, but Anna Galvin still holds on to the ball, played nicely, and then to Andrea Murphy. Murphy puts it across. It's going to take a bounce, it's going to go out, and it's going to register as a wide, a 5th wide for Kerry in this first half. 23 and a half minutes on my clock, but we still have to account the time for the water break that would have been taken in the first half with us here, so at least a minute would be added on to the end. Del Corrigan opting to go long. Laura Garland comes out and gives her that option, and she makes use of that option over on the far side of the field, playing it back into the centre then to Cora Courtney, quickly back then to Lauren Garland again, dropping it down, and it's quickly through the hands of Murrah Atkinson, then out into Amanda Finnegan. Finnegan then to Ellen McCarn. McCarn has Shauna Kyle here, and she's going to lay it into her, and Murrah Atkinson going through the centre here once more, and Monaghan now building, and again a little bit of space opens up, but she's going to go looking inside for Ciara McAnespy, and she's done that. McAnespy's coming off her right, looks in at the post, the umpires look at each other, the white flag's going to be raised, and Monaghan, having waited quite a while, get themselves back on the scoreboard and reduce it back to 1 once more, and they're back up to their full complement because Emer Trainer has again joined the fray. And they'd have been happy during that period of 10 minutes with the concession of just the one score as Monaghan players dragged down. And again, the referee, I'm just wondering how long will his patience be tested again in regards to these challenges and tackles that's going in, as Ellen McCarn will stand over this one just out from the arc of the D. Takes a little step inside just to gain an extra bit of yardage on her for herself as well. Brother, of course, of Jack McCarn, who featured on the Monaghan senior team. Both prolific off the left foot, as Ellen McCarn has proved, and the umpire goes and signals us out for a first wide of the afternoon from Monaghan's perspective. An opportunity to have levelled matters there. 4 points to 3. It's been exciting fair. The scoring may be low, but it has been exciting. A real championship feel to this one. A lot on the line. A league final place. We know now that Meath await in the final in Croke Park, as Ciara Butler, the Kerry goalkeeper, haven't had an opportunity to say much in regards to her name because she has been relatively quiet in comparison to her counterpart at the opposite side. But Casey Traynor, we're looking maybe to change that up for her, as that's dropped down inside to Cora Courtney. She's bottled up, and the referee adjudges. Again, the hand went in and the little push off, and he's been right up with those. He's been consistent with those, so there can be no complaints. Shauna Coylett went down, but she's picked herself back up off the ground again. And Kerry coming out with this one, a hand going in there from Laura McEnany. She thought she'd turned it over, she hadn't. Louise Galvin came in very strong, took possession of it to Ciara Murphy, played it up in front then to Emma Deneen. Deneen gets it up at the second time of asking, being shepherded all the way by Abby McCary there, cutting back inside in the centre once more, and it's an over Kerry again. And again, the consistency of the referee, and has to be applauded in regards to that also as well. And that's played out and dropped down in front of Aoife McInnesby, and she go looking for the twin sister inside. It's not as Ciara, in fact it's out there, the twins. I didn't think Ciara had come out from so deep, but she had. And it's one of free for Monaghan over on the far side. Ciara, I can see, or Aoife is down to the right. Ciara was involved in that passage of play, the McInnesby twins. And Ciara had come from deep out of the corner position to get in on that play, as Ellen McCarn has come over and said that she's going to take charge of this one. Looking to see was there any changes. They've gone short with it, deep into Ciara McInnesby, and again the referee signalling that there was a pull down on the hand of Ciara. She tried to release that one, and it's an opportunity for Monaghan now to level matters here. This should be favouring Ellen McCarn off her left foot. Ciara Butler inside in the Kerry goal, making herself as tall as possible. Reaching up, touch on the underside of the crossbar as Ellen McCarn puts that one in and over the bar. I did note it favoured the left-footed kicker, and she made it count. We're all square again as we look at the clock. We're about 27 and a half minutes gone without the clock stopping, and we are going to have a change directly below us here. The number 18 for Kerry, Niamh Connacher, is going to come in, and going out is the number 13 Andrea Murphy. That's making away, and 18 Niamh Connacher that has come in. So Kerry possibly thinking they could have been doing more harm on the scoreboard considering all the possession that they've had, and have opted to go for a change on their forward line, as that one's taken deep from inside the middle of the field. After the free was won, dropped down inside to Hannah O'Donoghue, being shepherded all the way by Maeve Monaghan. Still managed to get up into Louise Hertig. She's been shepherded all the way by Nicola Fahy. Dropped back in then to Louise Galvin. Galvin off her right, puts it right across, and the ball will win the race for that one. It goes out over the end line. It will register as a wide, more so I think it was a ball that was going to be tried to be played into space for Niamh Connacher to get running on to there. And Edel Corrigan going over and retrieving that ball. So interesting that Kerry feel the need to make the first of the changes. They definitely have had the majority of the possession, but they still find themselves all square on the scoreboard, having missed a penalty. And a follow-up shot, the cross at the underside of the crossbar, and that's a great ball out from Edel Corrigan. Cora Courtney allowed it to go in over her shoulder, and now she's gotten away. A little bit of space, the hands coming in. Oh, it's a lovely ball played off to her, the number 5 Emer Traynor off her right, and again I think she just rushed the shot. She wasn't so sure if she should try and play it into a forward. Probably found herself a wee bit further forward than she would normally expect it, and tried to play that one in, and it just off the boot and to the wrong side. It's a second wide for Monaghan, 5 wides for Kerry. As Ciara Butler, again the Kerry goalkeeper, down to her left hand side, get the action underway. Kerry immediately break, 2 runners to the corners, but she opts instead to come out. Shauna Kyle coming in underneath that one. Lorraine Scanlon didn't just get hand to it, it dropped into the hands of Ellen McCarn, back inside then to McInnesby, and she plays it back out to Ellen McCarn. Ellen McCarn off her left. Is this the opening? So another score from Monaghan. It's the leading score for them. Good passage of play from Monaghan. That's 3 unanswered points from them to put themselves again back in the lead, 5 points to 4. And again, the management are looking to put the pressure now on Kerry on coming out on their kickouts. You can clearly hear their instruction. 45, so obviously they want to get the players back on the 45. That one just took a spinning bounce off the ground and has fallen into the hands of Louise Murhertig over on that far side. She was brilliantly played in, so she was, and drops it down into Niamh Connacher, and she gets pressure put on her. She tried to release that one. The referee immediately signals going to be free in, and again we have an opportunity to level matters here once more. Obviously extra time will be a requirement. We're going to need a result on the day here. We're still a long way off that possibly being a train of thought, but with the way these sides are trading scores and trading points at the moment, don't bet against it. As Louise Murhertig goes, retrieves the ball, just will be in on the 20-metre line. Well, the little divot that the referee Shane Curley has put on the ground is maybe a yard or 2 outside it. So again, the addressing of the ball, it'll be stretched out, there'll be a bounce, there'll be a right solo, it'll be stretched back out again, then it'll be drawn in. That imaginary line will be drawn from the ball towards the posts, and it'll be put in over the bar, and she was on the 20-metre line by the time she'd completed her run in, but it matters not. It's in, it's over the bar, and that's a 4th point for Louise Murhertig, all from placed ball. So Monaghan, while they'll not be happy with conceding the frees, will be happy that they have limited it to that, and that they aren't coming from play. Del Corrigan again, as noted, probably has been the busier of the 2 goalkeepers. She's going to go across. Laura Garland, give her the shout, and that one just did come out over the 20-metre line down into Shauna Kyle. Looking at the clock, well, we're certainly heading towards half time here as Maeve Monaghan takes that one and puts it right across, and there's going to be a race, and 2 Monaghan players, Emer Trainer just stood waiting. Oh, she done very well. I don't think she was aware the Kerry player was coming behind her, and she managed to play it down then in front to Nicola Fahy. Nicola Fahy again with lots of ground opening up in front of her, and she's continuing on. She's going to be chasing Harry down by Anna Galvin, but she managed to get the ball away, but it's turned over, and that pressure maybe did tell as Laura McEnany goes across and puts pressure inside there. The last score either side could be very telling going in at half time. It's with Lorraine Scanlon of Kerry there at the moment. She stood up, she wins herself the free, and we could be watching and following the last piece of play here of this first half as that one's taken, and there is indeed the half-time whistle with us here. A highly entertaining opening 30 plus minutes with us. Nothing to separate these sides. Monaghan with the opening score, Kerry then with 2 of their own to go 1 to the good before we were level again with a point from Cora Courtney. Again 2 for the points from Louise Murhertig before that penalty and the wonderful save from Del Corrigan and the crashing of the underside of the bar from the follow-up effort. And 3 unanswered points then, 2 from Ellen McCarn and 1 from Ciara McInnesby, put Monaghan 1 up, but Louise Murhertig is not missing when it comes to those frees as level matters going in at the break, 5 points apiece. Appears to be no changes on the Kerry team, bar that first one that they made in the latter stages of the first half. Niamh Connacher coming in for Andrea Murphy. Monaghan looking also as well, appear to be going to start with the same 15 again. Jodie McQuillan, is she going to come on? No, she had come out onto the field. I thought she was going to come on to the field of play, but not the case. So both sides as we were. Emer Trainer making her way across the field. Cora Courtney's up in the corner again, and again just looking at Kerry also as well. As I say, everyone back in position, no changes. The referee just inquiring and getting an update on proceedings, I think, from his own perspective as well. Fourth official just coming in and clarifying what we kind of knew ourselves. So both management teams happy with the 15 that come off the field. Happy to give them their chance then at the start of this second half again. Nothing between the sides on the scoreboard. Nothing between the sides as they line up. The battle's beginning in midfield there. Shane Corley, the referee, is just adding to it the rueful smiles of the Kerry players. You can see it there. They're keen to get on with it. And again, the Monaghan and Kerry player just acknowledging. Sporting it is. And again, Alan McCarn has to step back out onto the 45-metre line. So now we go. The ball goes up. Ball comes down, it's Monaghan that win it, and it drops down into the hands of Muireann Atkinson, so it does, and immediately she puts the head down and crosses over the 45, still continuing on. Ella McCarn goes off the shoulder for her, steps back inside, drop down in then to Laura McEnany. McEnany's going to put it out over to Ciara McNo. It comes back out to Shauna Coyle instead, back in then to Ella McCarn once more. She's coming off her right foot, then it's over to Muireann Atkinson. Muireann Atkinson blocked down on that one's going to drop inside. Cora Courtney, Kerry defence done very, very well just to pick that one up. I'm not so sure why Monaghan didn't initially go try for a score. Maybe they thought there was an opening for a goal in the early stages here. Comes out to Anna Galvin directly below us here, coming across then into Emma Deneen being shepherded all the way by Abby McCary. Steps inside her, Deneen still on the ball. She's going to look off to her left hand side and she's going to make use of Louise Galvin. Back again to Deneen once more, a little pull back on her, but wasn't enough to accord the wrath of the referee as that ball goes in, and it's Emer Trainer, I think, inside there that took the full force of the block as it was coming in, and it's going to be a free out for Monaghan. It was a sort of a block that she wasn't aware of, Emer Trainer, but she got her body in front of it. As Niamh Connacher with the effort and the little pull back then, and the referee's attention has been drawn to something inside there. He's going in to talk to his umpire down to the left hand side, so not so sure if they noted or seen something, and he's going to cross then to his other umpire to see if they have something that they want to say. It's someone standing down behind the goals that he wants to speak to. I'm not so sure if he doesn't want spectators. As a man that has been moved, or one of the mentors that's been moved from behind the goals, so possibly maybe he'd been given some coaching to the goalkeeper. I'm not so sure. If there was a lot more spectators allowed in, I'm sure they would be allowed to stand behind the goal, so I'm not so sure as to why that decision was called, but maybe he believed it was coaching. Anyway, we're back on with the game here again. It's dropping down inside to Hannah O'Donoghue. Hannah O'Donoghue getting away from Maeve Monaghan, still continuing on right in along the end line. This could be an opportunity. Oh, she showed the ball, took it back, foul on the ball and over Kerry. And again, going looking for goals when maybe the point opportunity was there, and I can see the management even coming out and just remonstrating with their own players just to say that, take your score when the opportunity arises. And again, got caught maybe in two minds with going for a point or trying to put it across, but definitely showed the ball and brought it back in. Adele Corrigan again coming out to this near side, and Nicola Fahy breaks it down, and Monaghan up and to do that maybe rather than trying to challenge for the ball in the air. They're going to break it down to players as Cora Courtney was dragged down inside there. The referee noted that he has, and I think he's going to go back to the sideline official here, or the fourth official indeed, and see will further action need to be taken. There's lots going on, lots happening. It's a real fiery affair, this one now, it must be said, between Monaghan and Kerry. Muireann Atkinson for Monaghan has the ball directly below us here. Shane Curley is happy enough. It was just a crossover collision is the decision that was given to him, and he clearly explained it there. Good work again from the official just to say that. If that comes out, and coming in is Laura McEnany, come in at high speed, try to get her hand to that one. Ball goes to ground and Kerry are going to win it. They touched it on the ground, hand went to ball, and that's going to result in a free for Monaghan. An opportunity for Ellen McCarn maybe to put one up for Monaghan here again. I say there's such a frantic pace to this game with how it's been played. And again, the referee was right in, signalled exactly what it was. While the ball can be picked cleanly off the ground, you can't be on your knees on the ground when you try to play that ball. So that's exactly what occurred and what happened. Linesperson just going in, signalling where the indiscretion took place. Ellen McCarn, well, we'll see now what a factor this breeze maybe has been as she catches that one, puts it in and pops it. Oh, it crashes up the crossbar. It's going to come out. Ciara McInnesby tried to get in underneath it, and coming across instead is Casey Traynor. Traynor looking across then to Ellen McCarn. It just goes momentarily behind her, but she done very well to come out and take that one. Pops it out to Laura McInerney. Looked like a throw ball. It was a throw ball. Well spotted by the official. It was the pressure that was being put on Ellen. Now to judge that, and again, referee Shane Curley right up on top of that piece of action. So Niamh Carmody had to take the free, took a bounce, took it back, took the free at the second time of asking, played it down into the centre and takes the return ball back. Still awaiting the opening score of this second half. We're almost 5 minutes into it indeed, 4.5 gone. It's Emma Deneen that has come out and taken it out on the 65, plays it over to the far side to Lorraine Scanlon. Scanlon solo out of the ball, hand passing it deep down into the corner. Niamh Conacher, I think it is, that's over there that has took possession of that. No, Niamh Conacher's coming across as an option now, and it's back out inside once more to Kerry as they take that effort, and it drifts out to the wrong side of the post. Hannah O'Donoghue with that effort. Lots of positional changes happening on both sides now as they try to get some control of this encounter, and that's going to be kicked out. Well, it's going to drop right down into the hands of Louise Nora Hertig, and she regularly does that. She reads where the ball's playing. She's a big, tall, physical presence, so she knows how to get hand to ball. A little pull back on her and wins herself the free. As I see the management below us here just having a word with their selectors behind them, and I wonder, will Kerry now look to make a change? Another change as Louise Nora Hertig stands on the 20-metre line. She'll pick the ball up. Well, we know it by now. It's a well-rehearsed move. There'll be a bounce, there'll be a solo, there'll be a stretch out, there'll be a draw back in again. And then she'll take the effort. And we're looking to see and pop it in and over the bar. Seemed to take quite a while. It's come off the upright and it drops down, and it didn't even go over the bar. It's gone out and it's gone wide, in fact. And Kerry, first wide of the second half here. Very unfortunate, that one, because it did catch the inside of the post, and normally those are the ones that would drop in over the bar, but it didn't on this occasion. As that ball comes back, Monaghan playing dangerously back on the full back line, and back out again then to Aoife McInnesby, then up into Cora Courtney. Courtney cross into the centre there to Laura McInerney, and it's back out again looking for Cora Courtney. And how often have we not said that Kerry read them balls, and they do it very well, with Julie O'Sullivan down into Niamh Conacher solo and popping it down in, looking for Hannah O'Donoghue. Done very well to find Hannah O'Donoghue. Hannah O'Donoghue just momentarily stalled back out again to Niamh Conacher, back across then into the number 5. It looks like Aisling O'Connell has gone up there and getting involved in that passage of play, and again a little pull back on the hand, and again we'll see once more Louise Nora Hertig standing over this one, and again that well rehearsed move will occur once more. This time she will be sort of kicking across her body, right footed on the right hand side of the field, right out on the arc of the D. Still waiting the first score of the second half with us here. Almost 7.5 minutes gone as she comes across. Louise Nora Hertig again. We're looking at the umpires, we're waiting on a signal. It's out to the wrong side of the post and wide again, so it is. And Edel Corrigan again has been the busier of the two goalkeepers in this opening half. Second half, Laura Garland going across to get on that one. She's been chased down by Louise Nora Hertig. Back again with Laura Garland. She's been told to play it up the line. She just momentarily stalled her run. Nicola Fahy gave her the shout and said she was giving her support behind if she needed it. She took that support to play it across Monaghan rather dangerously across their own full back line. They seemed just a little reluctant to try and push and go forward with it. It's with Muireann Atkinson here. She steps inside, takes a solo out of the ball, being bottled up, and she's going to be, she got her free. Well, I think she can thank herself for getting that one, because she appeared to run herself into a little bit of bother there, so she did. And again, the linesperson just going in, marking her the free is to be taken from. And they take it short up in there to Cora Courtney. Stepped into the challenge, stepped back out of it again. Is she going to go across into the centre? She's not. She's going to lose possession. And that's exactly what she's done. And that's a sideline ball for Kerry below us here. Cora again just caught in two minds with Julie O'Sullivan. Taking the sideline ball, dropping it down into Anna Galvin. Galvin being shepherded and hassled by Muireann Atkinson. Atkin goes in and she's been stood up, and again they win themselves the free. Julie O'Sullivan here. And again, Monaghan just urging each other on here. Nothing to separate this side as Niamh Ní Chonaiceamh takes that one. Under pressure from Aoife McAnespie, and again the little tug in from Aoife McAnespie on Niamh Ní Chonaiceamh, and the referee has been right up with all these sort of challenges, very, very, very consistent on the calling of them. And an opportunity again for Louise Ní Chonaiceamh to try and open her account in this second half. She's had a couple of opportunities, just hasn't made them count. Has been unfortunate on one of them with it striking the underside of the crossbar or the underside of the post and coming back out again. So again you will wonder, has she got her eye on this one? No, that again has gone out to the side. And she turns and puts her hands in her face in her hands. She knows these are opportunities that they have to be taken, and they're not taking them. The referee judges that Edel Corrigan didn't take that one from the centre, and it has to come back. So very tight, tentative affair with this here. 5 points apiece. Still can go anyway. Edel Corrigan down to her left hand side, the Monaghan goalkeeper. All the talk half time, what a wonderful it was to be able to talk to spectators at half time, and all the talk was about that save that she made from the penalty. Oh, and she's run herself into a little bit of bother there. Lauren Garland come to her aid, pops it out then to Shauna Kyle. It goes through Shauna Kyle's hands and it drops down inside then to Niamh Carmody. And Kerry, you'd imagine, are going to have to try and make some advantage of these opportunities that are coming their way, and Niamh Carmody eventually does do that. She puts them one to the good again. The Kingdom capitalising on a little bit of a hesitancy inside in the Monaghan defence there, and that's how you punish it on the scoreboard. They go one to the good again, 6 points to 5. And again, Monaghan not opting to try and go long, playing it short, but playing themselves into a little bit of difficulty, a little bit of bother by doing that, as that one goes out and it's read brilliantly over on that far side. And all of a sudden when Monaghan do that, because Kerry have pushed up and put pressure on them, they can break for them. It's with Emer Traynor here, breaking through into the centre here, been stood up, shook off the first of the challenges. And again, well, you could question the Monaghan player had no option. The Kerry player come across, but it was good work from the Kerry player. She knew to position her body in such a way that the free would come her way. Referee has been right up with those sort of challenges, so there can be no argument as Cora Courtney comes across very strong inside, and that one wins herself the ball and pops up and into the hands of Emer Traynor. Traynor now putting it down in front to Laura McEnany. McEnany coming back to Cora Courtney once more. Courtney's going to take a high bounce out of the ball. Advantage has been played, nothing's going to accrue. It's going to come back for the free, and Ellen McCarn will be standing over this one, and an opportunity to level matters once again. 6 points to 5, favour of the Kingdom at the moment. You really can't take your eyes off this one. There is a pace to the game, there's an intensity to the game, and there's a lot of tension, I can tell you, around the Mount Bowley Mylock club grounds here also. As Cora Courtney actually is going to come back on this one. Well, I suppose it would favour a right-footed kicker, more so the left foot of Ellen McCarn. So Cora Courtney, I wonder will they look to try and work something short here. Again, the referee's attention I think was being drawn to something there, but no further action is going to be taken. It's just a little marking in the book. Cora Courtney, and it looked like there's runners going to come out for her. No, she again looking, she's going to go behind. She's in two minds. She's going to have to kick it fairly quickly or they'll be penalised. And after all of that, they kick it out wide. That's poor indecision from Monaghan. Again, they seem to be just devoid of ideas. There's going to be a change. Jodie McQuillan's going to come in directly below us here, the number 15 for Monaghan. The referee has signalled that change can take place. Jodie McQuillan coming in, and I'm wondering, is it going to be a direct replacement? No, it's Amanda Finnegan that's going to come off. So Jodie McQuillan will move into the midfield in place of Amanda Finnegan. So Monaghan now looking to their bench, calling the changes. Down by 1, Kingdom up by 1. 6 points to 5. Well taken in there by Lorraine Scanlon. Scanlon playing it out to the centre half back, Kaylee Cronin. Cronin then out and using the support of Aisling O'Connell into Emma Deneen. Deneen playing it deep down into Hannah O'Donoghue quickly through the hands to Louise Galvin, and back in O'Donoghue's hands once more. Back again with Galvin deep down into the corner. Kerry go with this one. Monaghan funneling players back. It's back out with Aisling O'Connell again, so it is Louise Nimura-Hurtig putting that one across into the centre, nicely taken down by Julie O'Sullivan. This could open up inside, goal opportunity for Kerry. They drive it to the back of the net, and that could be the biggest score of the afternoon, and it came off the number 8, Lorraine Scanlon, who was initially involved in the early part of that play, to put that one to the back of the net. And it looks like we're going to go for the water break on the just shy of the 14th minute. And that goal, well, it could be the perfect time for the water break from Monaghan's perspective, for the simple reason being it will give them an opportunity just to regroup for themselves. 1-6 to 5 they find themselves down, and that goal could be one of the biggest scores we'll see here all afternoon, as there's been very little between the sides right up until this point, and you just got the feeling that the goal could be a big one, and it has eventually came to the feet of Lorraine Scanlon. They take in the break, or take in the water break, with a 4-point lead, 1-6 to 5 in favour of the Kingdom. The whistle of the referee will inform us we're ready to get underway. Monaghan are going to make another change, and it looks like Amy Garland is going to come in. Her sister Lauren, twin sister I should add, is already on the field. So Lauren Garland is already on. Now he's going to be joined by Amy Garland, and coming off it's Emer Traynor. Now Emer had been in the sin bin in the first half, so possibly maybe a precautionary move by Monaghan to ensure that they see out the game with their full complement. I'll say the number 19, Amy Garland, has come in for her as the referee allows the action to get underway after that change. It was interesting, Rosemary Courtney, clubmate of Amy, was down just giving her some instructions here on the sideline as well, just telling her what it's going to be like to come in to a game that has a real championship feel to it, as that ball is played deep over there, and coming out is Aisling Desmond, the Kerry captain, leading like a captain should. Over across into the centre here, the goal scorer Lorraine Scanlon come across into the middle, looking as she was going to take possession. She did, and then they played instead to Niamh Carmody. Carmody solo out of the ball, stood up by Muireann Atkinson, but all of a sudden there's an openness to Kerry's play, so there is. That was into Hannah O'Donoghue, and they could be in here for a second goal opportunity. Del Corrigan comes across, reads where the danger was there. I think Kerry were trying to argue that there was holding going on inside. Well, the referee's been on top of all that sort of play that had been happening, so if there was anything untoward he would immediately called it, as Monaghan win themselves a free. And Del Corrigan is just urging her team now to take a step forward and to move up the field, where they're going to have to go chasing on this one. It's Kerry on the scoreboard, 1-6 to 5. It's with Cora Courtney over on that far side. Ciara McInnesby's going to come and give her an option. She makes use of that option. Laura McInerney's breaking through the middle. Oh, what a ball inside to Ellen McCarn. Can she do enough to take it in? She can't. It goes out and it goes wide. It's the second wide of the second half for Monaghan. They're still awaiting their first score of the second half as well, so they are. That will be of concern to them. 17 minutes into the second half with the water break counted in that time as well. Kerry favourites coming into this one. They're living up to that tag. The ball's going to go and win a race right out over on that far sideline. It looks like Amy Garland that was following that one out, I think, over there, and takes the resultant sideline ball and plays it back into Aoife McInnesby, deep down into Jodie McQuillan, and back in then, and Monaghan win themselves a free. Again, the player being stood up, and he's going to tell that I have to step back. Exactly. Well, he was signalling. There can be no complaints about that. He did highlight to Amy that she just had taken a yard or two of an advantage forward. She's effectively maybe back where she was initially, but she has to take it from where it's signalled as that one drops inside. Oh, and Ella McCarn, she's inside. This could be a goal opportunity. Ciara McInnesby, the player you wanted, a goal! Goal for Monaghan. The one player Monaghan would have wanted on it. Ciara McInnesby dropped inside rather fortuitously for Ellen McCarn to play it off, and Ciara McAnespy. How often has she not done that from a Monaghan perspective? We're back to a 1-point game, 1-6 to 1-5. You certainly cannot take your eyes off this game. It's Monaghan's opening score of the second half, and it's an important score from their perspective. Amy Garland again winning the ball over on that far side. She's certainly gotten involved since she's come in here. Another ball going in, looking again for Ciara McAnespy. The bounce is going to take it. The referee adjudged that there was an advantage being played. It's going to come back out. It's going to be a free in for Monaghan, and they'll have an opportunity maybe to work something for themselves here to level matters back up once more. Did I say at the opening stages of this game, with it being so tight and going score for score, that we may be looking at extra time? Well, we still could be looking at that. Still quite a period of time to play in this second half, but absolutely nothing between the sides. Well, when I say nothing, there's one score, one play, 1 point. That could be narrowed down. It's with Cora Courtney, the referee again, judges that something was going on. Again, the advantage was being played, no advantage accrued from it, and again he goes back. I can see the Monaghan management team here remonstrating that Ciara McAnespy was turning in and had eye on posts, but referee had called it back, and it's with Cora Courtney once more. And the last time they did try to work something from a free from this distance out, and nothing really did work for them, so I think she's going to settle more on it this time and look at the posts and try to level matters back up with us here again. Very tentative, tension filled Mount Balliol Mylock Club grounds with us here as Cora catches that one, puts it in and over the bar, and we're all squared. A goal and a point matches a goal and a point in the second half. It's two teams in Division 2 going toe to toe with a lot to play for. It's Meath that await in the final. A day out in Croke Park as that one comes across. Jodie McQuillan tried to get in hand on that one, but very strong was Louise Galvin. She got down. Claimed that Monaghan are going to make a change, but they'll not get a chance to make that change because Kerry are on the ball at the moment with Emma Deneen. Kerry are also going to make a change. Both management teams frantic now on their sidelines here, so they are. The calls are being made, the changes are being made. The linesman goes in, he signals where this free is going to be taken from, and the attention of the referee will be called then to say no, they're not even going to get time to do that because it's back out taken quickly to Niamh Carmody here. Carmody down inside. That looks like the goal scorer from earlier on. It is indeed. Lorraine Scanlon back using the support of Ciara Murphy. Back down deep into the corner here then to Niamh Carmody again. Carmody goes to ground, loses the ball, wins herself the free. Fell hard on the ground there, and medical team physio just runs in to ensure that she's okay. It was just the way she hit the ground, and obviously with the beautiful dry spell we've been experiencing, the ground is hard. The change has been made. Kerry with Ella Tehan of the MKL Gales Club is going to go in. Who that change would be for, we'll have to look and see. She's moving in towards the forward line. Thankfully, Niamh Carmody is none the worst as she picks herself up off the ground. So the number 22 has gone in there, and she's making way. Anna Galvin is the lady that has made way. Louise Nimura Hertig is standing over the ball. She's going to go short with this one. She's going to come back. That's exactly what she does to Kaylee Cronin. Cronin drops it down inside there to Ciara Murphy. Back again with Louise Nimura Hertig. Back out then again to Niamh Carmody. Players, Monaghan getting players back and trying to close out the space, but Emma Deneen suddenly finds a little acre of space. Pop pass from her from Louise Galvin. Still Deneen being forced the whole way down towards the end line, and Monaghan have turned it over. It's good work from Monaghan's rear guard there. Can they now capitalise on that? Kerry on occasion have capitalised from those turnovers as Laura McEnany goes down, and with the frantic pace of the game that's being played now, cramp maybe possibly will be an issue as well. I'm not so sure if Monaghan made that change. I've seen Rosemary Courtney had gone down onto the sideline. Not so sure if she did come in or not. Have to look and see. We were watching the Kerry change. Not so sure if Monaghan made that change then at the same time. But it's with Edel Corrigan driving it out long, down in into Cora Courtney. If Courtney looks up, Casey Traynor had moved momentarily into a little bit of space, but Cora Courtney using all her years of experience to carry ball, and nice little ball played into Ciara McAnespy, and she just failed as she tried to take possession of that one. She wins herself the free, and Cora Courtney will pick herself up off the ground, and she'll stand over this one with her right boot, and she'll try to put Monaghan one to the good again. Here comes another change for Kerry. It's the number 17, Mary O'Connell, that's been introduced there as well. Legs are getting tired. It's been a real physical war of attrition this game, and that's why you can see both management teams now making the changes, calling the changes, and it's Niamh Carmody that has made way there for Mary O'Connell. Well, Niamh Carmody certainly has put in a big shift in the middle of the field for Kerry, as they make another change. And Rosemary Courtney again going, getting a drink of water below us here. She hasn't been introduced as of yet, but maybe the next passage and break and play we'll see that Cora Courtney did pick herself up off the ground. I think it's her that's standing over this one. An opportunity to put one to the good for Monaghan again, and she's done that. Monaghan go one up again. That's 1-2 without reply from Monaghan after the concession of a goal and a point in the opening 10 minutes of this game. The water break maybe came at the right time for Monaghan. Shauna Coyle has made her way off here for Monaghan, and coming into the fray is Rosemary Courtney. Monaghan turning now to the experience that they have on the bench to see themselves out for this one. So they are. We're looking at the clock. We're 23, almost 24 minutes gone. That one breaks over onto that far side, drops into the hands. Looked like Jodie McQuillan had got it and coming out with it. Instead, it appears to be the number 6, is it over there? No, it's the number 9. It's Muireann Atkinson that has gone to ground, won the ball, gets back up again. Physio enters the field. She'll get about halfway across the field. No, she's going to continue on her journey. Monaghan keen to get on with it. They play it deep up into Casey Traynor over in the corner. They feel Monaghan maybe now that they've slightly turned the screw with those couple of scores that they have to get, and the physio now has to make a quick exit back up the field again. Brilliant cross-field ball across here then to Rosemary Courtney, back inside then to Ciara McAnespie now to Ellen McCarn back out then to Cora Courtney trying to drop it down on the right boot. Cora Courtney going, looking to put two between them. It's dropping in and over the bar. Wonderful score from Cora Courtney. The Monaghan support deep to my right hand side here, standing a claim to that one. Monaghan suddenly go 2 to the good here again. A cracking, tension-filled encounter with us here in the Mount Bellew Mylaw Club grounds in the county of Galway. It's the captain of Kerry, Aisling Desmond, kicking that one out, plays it off and uses the support of her cornerback, the number 2, Julie O'Sullivan. Kerry need to get the ball now up to the opposite side of the field. After getting that goal and a point, they went 4 to the good, but Monaghan have come back at them with 1-2 of their own, and here they go then with one of the many changes they've made. Mary O'Connell now operating in the middle of the field, inside looking for Louise Nimura-Hertig. Again the little push in on the back, referee right up with it, so consistent in all those calls. In then to Hannah O'Donoghue being stood up right along the end line, high lift up out of the ball, goes to ground. The referee's going to win. What's he going to signal here? He's going to signal a free. I think it will be for Monaghan. Monaghan just need to get players back, not to argue with the decision that's gone against them. Edel Corrigan is organising her defence, and it's an opportunity for Kerry to put one between them once more. Louise Nimura-Hertig standing over this one. We're 25, almost 26 minutes gone this second half. There'll be a moment or two to be added for changes and indeed for the water break. Another change for Kerry is coming our way. Directly below us, number 21 will be introduced in the next passage of play. That's Danielle O'Leary, but at the moment it's Louise Nimura-Hertig that stands over that one and puts one between them again. 1-7 to 1-8 in favour of the blue, white and Monaghan. Here comes that change. The number 21 coming in, Danielle O'Leary. And coming out, just watching to see, it's Emma Deneen, in fact, that's who they've called. So, strange, again, Emma certainly can't be charged with not giving it her all. What had been a thorn in the side of Monaghan there. So, an interesting call from the Kerry management. Going for broke, it would look now at this stage. Still plenty of time. Hatton goes out. Lorraine Scanlon, Kerry's goal scorer, breaks it down, plays it off and uses the support of Aisling O'Connell. O'Connell away out deep then to Niamh Conachur. They're looking inside for Hannah O'Donoghue again. She's in a wonderful battle inside there with Maeve Monaghan. Again, that little tug, that little pull. It only takes the slightest little bit of pressure to be on the player, and you immediately know that the shrill whistle of the referee will go. They're going to go short with it here. Yeah, I can hear the shouts, don't allow them to go short. They've kicked it out and they've put it wide. Now normally Louise Nimura-Hertig would have stood over those. I know she'd be kicking across her body, but didn't opt for it this time. Niamh Conachur went with it. They went short, tried to play a little passage of play themselves. Ellen McCarn, Monaghan captain, coming from her centre half forward position back to take delivery of that one. It's with Monaghan over on that far side. Cora Courtney bent in the back, taking it up, coming off the shoulder is Rosemary. She doesn't use it, she goes deep up into the corner instead, looking for the number 21 from Monaghan. That looks like Holly McQuaid, I think, that came in from Monaghan there as well. Lots of changes now going on both sides. I say Kerry come across with it here. 27, almost 28 minutes gone in this second half. Still plenty to play for. One between them. Monaghan 1-8. Kerry 1-7. Over into the centre here to the centre half back. That's Kaylee Cronin. Cronin then out to Aisling Desmond. Cronin, after she released that ball, went down and stretches out the backs of the legs. Cramp now beginning to kick in. It's been a high intensity running game, and naturally enough players now beginning to feel the efforts of their exertions. That's with Niamh Connachor over on that far side, head down, continuing on. Nice little ball played off inside, and so all of a sudden the field opens up in front here for Kerry. There could be a goal opportunity. Oh, what a save! Was it the save of the post? I'm not so sure if it was a hand or the post, but we'll credit it. I think Edel Corrigan did get something onto it to force it out of the post. Another goal opportunity coughed up by Kerry, and now Monaghan come charging up the opposite side of the field. It's out here to Casey Traynor. Oh, it's absolutely brilliant to have the supporters here as well, enjoying and taking in the spectacle. There may have only been access for 100 spectators, but you'd swear to God there was 10,000 in with us here, with the sheer enjoyment that they're getting out of this encounter. It's over on that far side, picked up by Casey Traynor. She drives it deep up into the corner. It is Holly McQuaid that has come in there. I'm not so sure who made way for her, but she's inside there. She's on the ball at the moment. She's coming off her right. She puts it across. Goalkeeper puts her hand out. Ciara Butler, she breaks it down. We're in the 29th minute. There's still a couple of moments to be played before the final whistle will go on this. Well, there's still plenty of time for this game to swing either way. Is coming out there and stood up and winning herself the free is Aisling O'Connell. There's tired bodies out there, I can tell you that now, on both sides. So there is, as this one comes across this near side to Ciara Murphy. Ciara Murphy stepping inside Rosemary Courtney. If Monaghan turn this ball over, she goes to ground, and they have managed to turn it over, and the little push in on the back. The referee signals, and Monaghan just will step away, move away from this one, and allowed the play to get on. They just want to get their defensive positions in place. Kerry players now, I can see two of them have gone down here with cramps, stretching out their legs. It's with Julie O'Sullivan. She plays it over into the corner here to one of the changes that they had made. That was number 21, Danielle O'Leary, stepping inside, trying to get away from Abby McCary. McCary shouting, how long, how long? Well, she didn't hold on for too long, because she managed to get it away to Lorraine Scanlon. Scanlon putting it across into the centre here then to number 22, Ella Tehan. And Ella Tehan then runs in and shoulders off Amy Garland, and Amy Garland, well, she may be only a new player into this Monaghan team, but she's using plenty of experience to know to run the clock down another few seconds for herself there. Kerry with another change, and that number 24, Ciara O'Brien, has come in now there as well, and I think this is, it's the number 4, Ciara Murphy, that's limping off below us here, and again I think it's just cramp and tiredness in the legs. A lot of tension going around the game. High intensity game that's being played. We're almost 31 minutes into this second half. One would have thought will soon be very close as that one's played away deep up into the corner, right up, and Holly McQuaid's going to come across. Two players going in. Cora Courtney picks up on it. She's won herself a free. It's an advantage to Monaghan. Cora Courtney will stand over this one on the 20 metre line. Again, the management goes out, and you can just see them frantically telling the players to settle. It's 1-7 to 1-8 in favour of Monaghan, on the cusp of a trip back to Croke Park to take on Meath. There's still plenty of time, even if this one does go over, for an opportunity, I would have thought, for Kerry to come back up the field here again. Meath awaiting the winners of this one in the league final. It's Division 2, one goes up, and obviously from Division 1, one comes down, so there is always something to play for in this league competition for the ladies. It's Cora Courtney standing way over on that far side, halfway between the 13 and the 20 metre line. The cheer that will greet this one if it happens to go over. She's caught it and she's put it to the wrong side of the post and wide. It's a third wide for Monaghan that I have noted down in this second half. Ciara Butler will be given an opportunity, I would have thought, to get one more passage of play together for Kerry. It's coming out. There's an advantage being played for Kerry. It drops down into the hands of Koch Lynch here. Advantage hand is still up. Advantage hand goes down. It went through the hands of Lorraine Scanlon there. Monaghan come across. They've managed to turn it over with Rosemary Courtney. Oh, she's adjudged to have picked it up off the ground. That looks like a harsh call there on Louise Courtney, but her knee was on the ground when she did pick it up, and the referee's going to move this one up. I just get the feeling that he's going to give one last chance, and maybe rightly so. The Kingdom, Kerry, are well entitled to orchestrate and work one last chance for themselves. They're going short with it here, down inside to Danielle O'Leary, so they are. She comes across. Has she got another free? There's another advantage, and they're going to work it and work it and work it in. Advantage upon advantage upon advantage, and the ball's taken quickly and the free's taken quickly. Will the referee allow it to continue on? No, he's not, because it wasn't taken exactly from where the indiscretion took place. And credit was credit due to the official, Shane Corley and his team. So consistent on every call that he's made today. And it's come down to this. Louise Nimerahirty is going to come out. I don't know if she'll back herself to go from distance on this one. We're virtually, I would have thought, into the last kick of the game here. How often have Kerry men's teams and now the ladies' teams not have found themselves in this position, standing, looking, waiting over one player to draw it in. It's going high, it's going to drop down, there'll still be an opportunity. Hand goes up, it's dropped, that looks Leave Connachur. It's out to Louise Gavin, it's back with Leave Connachur again, it's going up and it drops in and over the crossbar. We're all square. I can tell you now, we're all going to go to extra time by the looks of it. Leave Connachur with the calmest head in all of Mount Balliol, my law, to pop that one in and over the bar, and there goes the full-time whistle. We're all square here, and you know, it's possibly maybe the best result that we could have got at this time, because neither side deserved to lose on that one. I take it that we are going for extra time. I take it, is it extra time? Yeah, it is extra time. We have to have a winner on the day, just got confirmation of it, so don't be going anywhere, don't be leaving your stream. Make sure you get plenty of connectivity on the internet for another 20 plus minutes of pulsating football to look forward to here. What a cracker it's been. Nothing to separate Monaghan and the Kingdom here at the end of an exhilarating 60 plus minutes. It's 1-8 apiece. Do they do 5 minutes then? Do they go 5 minutes period then? Is that with them ladies? I'll find out now. Shootout freeze, not penalties, freeze. Yeah, 5 freeze. Shootout this Saturday. Yeah. My phone, I can't get the phone. Well, the sun is greeting us here now in Mount Bellew, Mylaw in County Galway. It is coming out to shine down on what has been an incredible game of football here in this Lidl Ladies League Division 2 semi-final. Nothing to separate the sides. Briefly just going through the notes at half-time, it was 5 points apiece. Kerry then with that goal and a point looked like, and I noted a goal would be a massive score in this game, and it looked like it was going to be enough to get them over the line. The water break was immediately called after the concession of that goal, and I know there's a lot of debate and a lot of talk as the Kerry team join us to our left hand side surrounding these water breaks and how it maybe could break momentum. Will it give Monaghan that chance to regroup? And regroup they did as they come out and scored 1-3 without reply after the water break. But credit where credit's due, Kerry come right back into it again with Louise Miracle and more importantly, Niamh Ní Chonaiceáir getting the all-important point practically with the last kick of the game. A lot of changes then being made as well. We've been updating our notes here. And the Kerry team, it's Ciara Butler, Julie O'Sullivan, Aisling Desmond. Ciara O'Brien, number 24, did come in for Ciara Murphy, who appeared to go off just with cramp. Aisling O'Connell, Kaylee Cronin, Coach Lynch still remained with us. Lorraine Scanlon, the goalkeeper or the goal scorer, still there. Mary O'Connell, number 17, come in for Niamh Carmody. Ella Tehan has come in for Anna Galvin. Danielle O'Leary has come in for Emma Deneen, and Louise Galvin then is still in that half-forward line. Niamh Ní Chonaiceáir come in for Andrea Murphy. Hannah O'Donoghue was still with us, and Louise Ní Murragh-Hertig. That is how the Kerry team finished. We'll be looking to see again if they've made any changes. They went into the dressing room. Monaghan also started to make the changes for themselves. To see Del Corrigan in goal, Maeve Monaghan, Nicola Fahy and Aoife McAnesby. Emer Traynor has gone off and Amy Garland had come in for her. These changes did take place during the course of the opening 60 minutes. Abby McCary and Rosemary Courtney then had come in for Shauna Kyle. Jodie McQuillan had come in for Amanda Finnegan, with Muireann Atkinson in the middle of the field, and Laura McEnany, Ellen McCarn and Lauren Garland did finish for Monaghan as Kerry win the throw in and immediately get underway, and it's with Mary O'Connell dropping it down inside to the hands there of Ella Tehan, and Tehan coming across gives it to Louise Ní Murragh-Hertig, and again Kerry maybe go look at the goal score once more, but she puts it up and over the bar, and it's a quick start from Kerry, and you'd imagine both sides would be looking to do this to get the quick start, get the scores on the board. High intensity, physical opening 60 minutes with us here. Bodies will be tired. Del Corrigan, I see, has gotten herself a cap now for the sun that has appeared as she cuts through that one. That's a brilliant kick out. Oh, it just went through the hands of Laura Garland, and wondering did she momentarily lose it in the sun, but the ball then has been coughed up and it's in the hands of Laura McEnany. Quickly then into Aoife McAnesby. Her sister Ciara is no longer with us. She has been replaced by Holly McQuaid. Cora Courtney is still inside there, as is Casey Traynor. You're up to date then on both teams and changes that they would have made through the opening 60 minutes. It's down inside to Casey Traynor here. She laid off maybe to Ella McCarr. No, she backs herself to go for the point and she puts it in and over the bar. Well, if it was a super flyweight boxing competition you were watching here, or even maybe a heavyweight, you'd be saying they're toe to toe and punch for punch, and that's exactly what it is. It's score for score. Neither side giving or taking the inch here at the moment, and it's Kerry now over on that far side. Incredible credits due to both sides for the intensity they've brought to this game here. It's with Danielle O'Leary. She's coming out into the centre. She's going to use the support of Mary O'Connell. It's the fresh legs I would have thought that both teams would be looking to see. As that ball, as it turned over, took a lot out of it. The ball goes to ground. It looked like a knee on the ground when the ball was picked up. Those sort of calls were being made in the opening 60 minutes. Not on this occasion. It continues on. It's still Kerry in possession of it here. Mistakes probably will come more into the game now due to tiredness being a factor. It's with Louise Galvin. The advantage hand is up. No advantage is crew, and she's going to come back, and it's going to be a free for Kerry here with the sun shining as the lines person comes in and signals where that one's going to be taken from. And standing over it is going to be Louise Galvin. Going to go short, popping it up inside. Dropping down, Hannah O'Donoghue coming out, taking possession of it up her left. Oh, that's a wonderful score from Hannah O'Donoghue to put Kerry 1 to the good again. 110 to 1-9. This time it's Hannah O'Donoghue that took the opportunity that was presented to her and put it in and over the bar. Monaghan again. Laura Garland again just loses the ball but manages to get it up at the second time of asking, put herself under a little bit of pressure, taken down. Nicola Fahy played that one out. There's two players collided after that ball had been released. The referee's going to stop the play. He's going to go back in again, and it's a Monaghan player, I think it was Lauren Garland, that went down under the challenge again. It was just a clash after she had taken delivery of the ball, tried to release it, and just two players running into each other. And an opportunity maybe just to clock, and I hear the shout going out for Anita to warm up below us here. That Anita, you can hear Anita Newell of the Ahabog club. Monaghan may be forced into another change here as Lauren Garland receives medical attention. It appears to be the shoulder. And again, the sun now beaming down on us here. The sides effectively playing the way they had played in the opening 60 minutes. Kerry attacking the goal down to her right hand side. Lauren, from Monaghan's perspective, thankfully back up on her feet. Edel Corrigan with the ball. She's playing it out inside here. It drops down in and well taken by Laura McEnany. She had to bend down and take that ball at pace and lays it off then to Aoife McAnespie. McAnespie driving it deep inside. Ciara Butler, the goalkeeper, is going to come out and read where that one was going. You could see what her intention was, to play it into a little bit of space. Monaghan maybe trying to take it away from being in physical contact, but Kerry more than happy to play that game as they take it out with it's not Louise Galvin, it's Aisling O'Connell below us here inside, then to Aisling Desmond across then into the centre. Kerry working it out over on that far side of the field, back in then to Mary O'Connell, number 17 on her back, driving it deep up into the corner, looking for Louise Mahertig. Nice little ball laid off in then to Hannah O'Donoghue. She's doing a lot of harm in there from the Kerry forward line back out to Louise Mahertig, and it's a throw ball. It was partially blocked down and Monaghan win themselves the free, and Edel Corrigan is coming out, and again it'll be an opportunity for a free for Monaghan to clear danger. Take it short, it's going out to Cora Courtney. There's a ball on a race to get to the sideline. Cora wins it. Quite the race between Cora Courtney and the O'Neill's football. Del Corrigan on it, back to Cora Courtney. It's dangerous when you see ball being played like that back in your own full back line, but Monaghan so composed on it, and they've managed to get it out now with Nicola Fahy. Stalls her run and steps back inside. Cora Courtney coming in support her of again. In then to Jodie McQuillan. McQuillan turns behind. It looked like she was going to give it to Amy Garland. Held possession instead. Gives it to Laura McEnany, looping in behind the back. Given that support, Kerry more than happy to let Laura carry ball out in the middle part of the field. Obviously I think that there's no threat out there as it's played up inside then to Holly McQuaid, or it's not Holly McQuaid, it's Rosemary Courtney. In fact, McCourtney now driving it long inside, looking for Ellen McCarn. Ellen McCarn just popped it off to Casey Traynor over then in front of Murren Smith. Murren Smith tried to put a ball in, or Atkinson I should say, Murren Atkinson tried to put the ball down in front to Ellen McCarn there, and that was out. And we start another column for the wides. It's a wide for Monaghan. Extra time with this here 10-minute periods to be played. Halfway through the first of those 10-minute periods, we'll have a break, a second 10-minute period, and if we're still level, if there's still nothing to separate the sides, at that stage we go to a shootout. Not penalties but frees from 30 metres out, so still plenty to be played for here. Murren Atkinson just down receiving treatment. A sip of the water, she's back up on her feet. The ball's kicked out. Ciara Butler, Laura McEnany went down. Lorraine Scanlon brilliantly takes that one down, so she does, and she plays it down in front then to Louise Galvin. Galvin driving it long up into the corner, looking for Hannah O'Donoghue. Drops out inside to the lady that brought us into extra time. There's a pull, there's a tug on the jersey. The advantage has been played, nothing accrued from the advantage. It's going to come back. The tug on the jersey just to hold back Niamh Ní Connachur there, the lady that brought us to extra time here in the Galway club ground. And again the referee signalling what we all had seen, a little pull back on the jersey and an opportunity for Kerry to put two between them. Louise Mahertig will stand over this one. Opted earlier when there was one a little further out not to take it again, being the right footed kicker, would be kicking across her body. The bounce, the solo, the addressing of the ball again, and then the looking at the posts. A routine just to settle, get her breathing. Looking at the posts now, I'm going to draw this one in, I would have thought, and put it in and over the bar, and she's done that and puts it out to a 2-point game. 1-9 to 1-11. 7 minutes gone in the first period of 10 minutes of extra time here. Edel Corrigan, goalkeeper with cap on head, down to her right hand side. Monaghan, they group in the middle and then they break out wide to the wing. She's going to have to kick it fairly quickly or it'll be blowing against her. That's come in over the head of Rosemary Courtney over there again. She wasn't too sure maybe where the ball was going. She was dragged down as she did take possession of it, and she's won herself the free. She's going to have to step back. The linesperson exactly signalling where it has to be taken from. Murren Atkinson is all on her own across here on the opposite side of the field. Goes short, drops it down. Jodie McQuillan. McQuillan then deep inside there. That looks like Abby McCary, or it is indeed. And out to Laura McEnany again. Drop it in, looking for Holly McQuaid. Brilliantly taken by McQuaid, so it was under all sorts of pressure out to Abby McCary. McCary stepping inside the first of the challenge. There's tired challenges going in now as well, and it's only to be expected. High intensity, tension filled game with Laura McEnany over into the centre here. hand tackle went in on her from Niamh Connachur, but she managed to get it out to Amy Garland. Garland then out then to the number 4, Aoife McAnespy. McAnespy then into Laura McEnany, and now they drop it deep down into the corner looking for Rosemary Courtney. Or not Rosemary, it's Cora. It's Cora Courtney, in fact. It's back out. It's with the number 6, Abby McCary. And back then, that looks like Casey Traynor. Over then to Jodie McQuillan. McQuillan driving it low along the ground then to Muireann Atkinson. Muireann Atkinson going round the back and back out again then to Aoife McAnespy. McAnespy over into the middle here once more to Laura McEnany. It's a passage of play. It's holding possession. Kerry have got every single player back, bar 2 into their full back line to put pressure on as that one comes in and goes across the face of goal. It will come off the boot of Jodie McQuillan, and Monaghan just felt they had to do something. They were in a long period of possession of play there, but there was nothing opening up for them, and that'll go out for a second wide. If we look, coming up on the 9th minute of the 10 minutes of the first period of extra time to be played with us here at the Mount Bellew Mylock GA Club Grounds in Galway. Ciara Butler, great kick out from Ciara Butler. That one comes across and going in. Holly McQuaid tried to get hand to it, but it was Ella Tehan of Kerry that took it, played it across to her captain, Aisling Desmond. Desmond out then over to the far side to Ciara O'Brien. She plays it up in front. It's the subs that are standing up for Kerry now. The fresh legs certainly is telling. It's with Daniela O'Leary. She's going to turn and come back, and then she swings and turns and rounds, gets away from the attention to Abby McCary, deep down into the centre knife to Niamh Connachur. What a ball was the words that went out from the spectators to the left hand side of us here, and it certainly was a great ball. It's out then with Louise Galvin. Louise Galvin trying to buy herself a yard of space. She puts it in. Adele Corrigan comes out, reads where that one is going, stood up to the challenge that was coming in under there. Cramp again is going to be a factor. It looks like Hannah O'Donoghue that's gone down inside in the square there with cramp, trying just to stretch out the legs. So she is, as the physio runs into her. We'll keep our eye over on the action on the far side of the field with Cora Courtney, and she's gone down now. It looks like a little bit of cramp on the back of her leg as well. It's to be expected. The sheer pace and intensity this game has been played at. It's with Muireann Atkinson both times now having players down, just stretching out, looking behind her. Abby McCary needs to, what you'd call, watch the house. She steps inside the challenge. She wins herself the free. It's the little touch, it's the little tap tackle that the official has been right on top of there, as Aoife McAnespy takes that one and plays it down in front then to Holly McQuaid. Got away from the attentions inside of Julie O'Sullivan, and again that push tackle goes in, and again the shrill whistle of the referee Shane Curley tells us that it's going to be a free. It's a free for Monaghan. It's with Amy Garland directly below us here. Hannah O'Donoghue still stretching herself out. Cora Courtney over on the far side is still also stretching her legs. As that one come back to Muireann Atkinson, Nicola Fahy is an option for her if she wants it, and she uses that option. In then to Aoife McAnespy, turns and comes away from Niamh Connachur, back again to Muireann Atkinson. Atkinson then trying to sell the ball off, and she's judged to, I thought the referee was going to judge that she'd done a little overcarry there. It's not the case. It's half time and extra time. It's Kerry that have got the control of the scoreboard once more. It's 1-11 to 1-9. Having exchanged points in the opening minutes of this 10 minutes, with Lorraine Scanlon getting the opening score for Kerry. That was immediately cancelled out then by the number 13 Casey Traynor from Monaghan to leave it 1-9 apiece. But points then from Hannah O'Donoghue, who appears to be back up. She is back up on her feet again. She's run over here. She's going to stretch herself out. She'll get a little bit more work dust done on the back of her leg during the water break. And then a point then from Louise Nimura Hertig has put the two between them again. 1-11 to 1-9. 10 minutes remaining here in the bright, bright sunshine of the Mount Bellew Mylock Club Grounds in the county of Galway. Quick half-time turnaround for the two sides with us here. Words of encouragement going into the Kerry panel as they were gathered below us here. I think Monaghan may be forced into a change. It was Cora Courtney, I think, that appeared to be making her way over here. Not so sure if she has gone back in again. Oh, she has taken her place inside there once more, so happy enough maybe to continue as the referee Shane Curley will get the last passage of 10 minutes underway for us here. Monaghan will have the breeze. If it is favouring, it appeared to favour Kerry when they had it in the first half of normal time and the first half of extra time. Monaghan had it on their backs in the first period of normal time, or the second period of normal time, and they're now going to have it on their backs in the second period of extra time. A real deja vu feel to this one. The only difference being it's the first time there's been anything between the sides when we've had a break. Murren Atkinson wins that one. She's driving it deep down into the corner here, looking for Cora Courtney. Years and years of experience from Cora Courtney. Made sure she held that ball, and then she coughs up possession, gives it away, and Kerry happy to take that one up, but they overcooked their pass coming out, and it's inside then to Rosemary Courtney. Courtney down into Ellen McCarn. Solo off the left, stepping back out here again, trying to put it across. Tackle went in there on the Monaghan player, but they get back up on their feet. It's over with Casey Traynor. Got a point to her name in the opening period of 10 minutes here. Just doesn't back herself from that distance out. Gives it instead to Jodie McQuillan. McQuillan driving it deep up into the corner here. The shout inside there. Looking for Cora Courtney once more. Courtney doing very well. Get the back down and get it back up again. Back out again to Jodie McQuillan. And Monaghan management team here just urging, showing where they want players to go, as Laura McEnany suddenly decides there's enough done here. She looks at the post. She puts it in and she puts it over the bar. Monaghan go back to within 1 point. And again, it was controlled play from the team in blue and white. Monaghan to bring it back to a 1 point game. It looked like the opportunity was going to pass them by, as the number 9, Niamh Carmody, is going to make a return for Kerry. Had went off in normal time, but looks set to come back in once more. Who it is that she's going to come in for, we'll look to see. Is it Niamh Scanlon that she's going to replace? It is, and Niamh Scanlon appears to be, no, it's not, it's the number 6, it's Kaylee Cronin that she's replacing. And Cronin again, one of those ones that has given it her all today. You can see just by her body language coming off there that there was probably very little less in the tank to give, so she makes her way off, and it's over with Kerry on that far side. Winning their kick out, coming across through into the centre here. The fresh legs will be a real telling factor now for both teams. Ball showing, taken back in, and then played it out to Anna Galvin. She's obviously made a return back as well, because she was a change, and she's suddenly revigorated from that change as she slips away. She's overcarried, caught in two minds. I think that's what happened with her there. She had thought about playing the ball and took it back, took another extra step or 2 steps, so judged to have overcarried. And Monaghan win themselves the free, and we'll have an opportunity to go back up the field here once more, and Monaghan are going to make another change. The number 25 below us here, Aoife Burns, is going to be introduced. It's with Holly McQuaid from Monaghan over on the far side on the 45, playing it in then to Ella McCarn, beautifully taken in by Ella McCarn. She's going to come in on her right hand foot. Goal! Oh, what a goal from Ella McCarn! That looked like it come off the weaker foot, the right foot I think as well. Everybody was expecting her to come up the left. She turned in and took it on her right instead and puts it straight to the back of the net, deep into the corner of it, and Monaghan go 2 to the goal. Good again. Ellen McCarn done a lot to win that ball after running from deep. Looked like she was going to have to come back in on her left, but it obviously went to show that she's just as good on her right as she fired that one to the back of the net. And Monaghan go 2 to the good, 111 to 210. You can certainly not take your eyes off this game. What an incredible game of football we're having, and now Kerry have an opportunity down to the opposite side. It's Louise Nimira Hertig, the one player that Monaghan not want to see on it, but Kerry certainly will want to, and have an opportunity to bring it back to a 1 point game. 16 points versus 14 points. And an opportunity for Kerry on the arc of the D to bring it back to a 1 point game. Again, she'd be sort of kicking across herself, but you would certainly be thinking it's well within her capabilities to put this one in and over the bar, and to ensure the drama of this encounter continues. She does put it in and puts it over the bar. We're back to a 1 point game once more. It just ebbs and flows. It sweeps from one end of the field to the other. Edel Corrigan has opted to keep the cap on. I'm looking down. Ciara Butler didn't go with the fashion statement of the summer just yet. As Edel Corrigan drives that one out, it's going to hit the ground, it's going to carry. Cora Courtney's going to come across, try to get on that one. Little tug back to the hand of the advantage referee, goes up again. It's dropped into the hands once more of the number 21, Danielle O'Leary. O'Leary still on it, gives it out and uses the support of Aisling O'Connell. Back deep down into the corner then. Again, Ella Tehan back out again. Kerry putting it across, looking inside. Nicola Fahy, that's well taken down. An opportunity, wonderful block going in on it there, and Monaghan have turned it over, and now they're going to come raiding up the field. I would have thought they're coming deep out here on our right hand side. It looks like Maeve Monaghan it is, and look what Cora Courtney now finds herself, when she's covered every blade of grass here, I can tell you, on this ground, going from the forward line to the back line, using all the years of her experience that she has to try and get her team over the line as they drop it up into the centre here to Rosemary Courtney. And it's overcooked in the warm sunshine of the Galway air. It goes to ground. The referee's going to speak here to Laura Garland just on her challenge that came in there. He'll take a little note, a little tick in the book. That's 2. He signalled to her, that's 2. Lauren acknowledges it and runs away from where the indiscretion took place. And it's Niamh Carmody now with the free. We're looking at the clock, we're 5 gone, 5.5 gone. Again, the referee's hand goes up because there's more changes being made, I believe, with us here. As he looks inside, he's trying to signal where it should be taken from, and I think what they were saying is there a change to be made also as well. The referee, watch, there is a change. There's a change down here. Hannah O'Donoghue has come off for Kerry. So there's a lot of changes going on and happening now. We'll have to just see who it is that went in there. Certainly didn't see from the sideline who it was. It's Anna Galvin that has that one. Plays it back out. It's with Anna Galvin once more. Advantage was being played. Nothing accrued from it. So it's going to come back, and Kerry will have an opportunity to work something for themselves here. 112 to 210. 1 point lead for Monaghan here in what has been a frantic 6 minutes of the second period of 10 minutes of extra time. It's dropping down inside to Mary O'Connell. Can Kerry get a player on it that they know could work a score for them inside? Monaghan thinking, can they get a player on it that'll take it out of the danger area for them, and they've managed to do that. And again, that looks like a soft, but Louise de Murahert knew to stand herself up. She knew to stand in the way of the Monaghan player coming out there, and that's what you do when you have that experience in your locker. You make use of it, and she wins herself to free, and Kerry have an opportunity to level matters here again. It'll be a shootout if nothing can decide them after this 10 minutes of extra time. 30 yards out, 5 shots to go over the crossbar, and they must cleanly go over the crossbar at that. Louise de Murahert, you'd imagine, will be one of those that will be delegated with taking one of those efforts for them, but she has to put this one over firstly to ensure that we take it towards that, and she's done that. We're all square again here in Mount Bellew Mylaw GA Club Grounds in the county of Galway. It was a long spin for both teams to make it here. It was noted as a middle ground venue for both sides. Which one of them will be travelling back up the road again, knowing that they have a ticket to Croke Park and a Lidl's League Division 2 final to look forward to? Well, the next few minutes will decide that. It'll certainly shorten the journey for whichever one of them does have it. Muireann Atkinson is in a race for possession out here, and she bends the back and gets it up. Aisling Desmond is going to follow her all the way, the captain of Kerry. Solo out of the ball, plays it inside then to Cora Courtney. Accidental clash, says the referee, as Cora Courtney continues on. She's going right in along the end line. Still continuing on as Cora Courtney being pulled and dragged back. She's adjudged to have overcarried. Took too much out of the ball there. Again, the ground opened up in front of her, and she probably thought that she could work it into a little bit of space for herself. As we look at the clock, we're coming up on 8 minutes gone at the second period of 10 minutes with us here. Ciara Butler, the Kerry goalkeeper, down to my right hand side, has been told to take a step back and take another step back. A bit like Lanigan's ball, she'll take 2 back and maybe 3 forward. She took 1 forward. She kicks the ball and is coming out with Aisling Desmond, I should be saying. Aisling Doonan is a Cavan lady and a Cavan player. Monaghan win themselves the free, and it was Amy Garland that put the head down and was running towards goal. It's Ellen McCarn that's down on the ground and picking herself up off the ground rather gingerly. I'm sure herself and Cora will have a conversation. No conversation. Cora immediately hands it to her captain, and no doubt has a little word with her to say, make it count. Ellen stretches out. Going to be the left foot of Ellen McCarn. Solo out of the ball. Bounce out of the ball. Again, it seems to be a poor bounce coming back up on it, but it'll matter not. An opportunity to put Monaghan back one to the good again, and she's done it. She's put it in and over the bar. We go one to the good. At this stage, I think we'd take it that either side would win it. And this time, do we really want to go to the lottery of a shootout? We're looking at the clock, 1 minute remaining, plus whatever the referee wants to add on. Possession is going to be vital, one would have thought, for the next 60 seconds. Kerry are going to come on a raid up the field here. They'll be looking for that one last opportunity, maybe to take this game to extra time. They've won themselves the free. The consistency and the calling of those sort of challenges has been here all afternoon, and here it is with Niamh Connacher. She done it in the original 60 minutes. She brought us to extra time. Will she bring us to a shootout? That's gone inside there. Oh, a strong challenge going across there, and it'll be interesting to see what action will the referee take here. It's going to be a free in, I think, for Kerry, but again, was it one of those challenges where the players maybe run into each other? It's Lauren Garland that's down as well, and I know when she gets up, the referee will be having words with her, because he'll be already noting that there was a couple of ticks in the book. Now again, it looked like she'd come running across trying to get possession of the ball. The Kerry player had got there before, and Anna Galvin, and it's resulted in a free. And it's Anna Galvin that's standing over it. She drops the ball. It's going to be left to one lady only, Louise de Marahertig, and one imagines if she puts this one over, we're going to be heading to a shootout. Now the only thing is, if Lauren Garland gets back up on her feet again, will the referee take a little bit of extra action? Because if he does, that may take her out of being able to take a shot in the shootout. He has the book in hand. No, I think he's happy enough that the play can continue on. This is effectively, again, the last kick of the game. Kerry done it in normal time. They've been afforded the opportunity to do it again here, so they are. And we could be going to the lottery of a shootout here, as Lauren Garland still continues to receive treatment on the ground. Shipped a heavy challenge when she did go across in front of that one. That gives an opportunity for Louise Hertig to just compose herself, stretch her limbs, stretch her legs, draw her breath, get her focus, and take this game, what inevitably will now be, I would have thought, a shootout. And Lauren Garland is not going to play any further part, I don't think, either. It looks like she's picked up a knock on the leg for herself there as well, so she has. So she's going to make her way off, and Monaghan will be forced into another change here. Whether they'll have time even to make that change remains to be seen. As high hands go up all around, hands up is all that we can hear from the management team and from the players here. Hands to go up. Louise Nimura Hertig, well, you would have backed and put your house on it that she will be doing this one. She will be putting this one in and over the bar, and she will be bringing us, I would have thought, to a shootout, and she has done that, and she, I can guarantee you, will be one of the ones that will be designated with taking one of those efforts from 30 yards out. Edel Corrigan has one last opportunity. They've been just told to slow things down. Monaghan are going to make their change here, and there goes the full-time whistle. We're going to a shootout. The sheer drama and excitement of this one. We're going to a shootout. Nothing to separate them again. 2-11 to 1-14. Monaghan, when they put in that goal from Ellen McCarn to make it 2-10 to 1-11, possibly thought they had done enough. They'd gone 2 to the good after Kerry had been 2 to good at half-time and extra time, but back came Kerry, and it was that girl, Louise Nimura Hertig, that has taken us to a shootout.
shot.
I think Monaghan will have the better free taker.
Possibly, and she didn't have a good day at all. She's second.
Yeah, yeah. Jodie McQuillan, there's your 5. Well, you're welcome back with us here. Oh, what an afternoon we've been having here, let me tell you, in the Mount Bellew Mylaw Club ground. Certainly hope you've been enjoying the stream here. Credit to the 2 cameramen that have been working hard below us here as well. They've certainly had their hands full, thoroughly enjoying this one. 5 place kickers. You'll see the marking on the field. You'll see the officials. The 2 white flags of the umpires have come out and have designated and marked an area. It's about 30 yards out, 30 metres out, just inside the arc of the D. They can work and operate from within that area, and the ball must go over the bar. It can't bounce and go over the bar. It must clearly go over the bar. Monaghan, by the looks of it, is going to have Muireann Atkinson, Jodie McQuillan, Ellen McCarn as at least 3 of their kickers. Rosemary Courtney, I think, was in there as one of their place kickers as well. Kerry, interestingly, we will watch. Obviously, Louise Nimura Hertig will definitely be one of their takers. Hannah O'Donoghue had come off, so she won't be available to them. And we genuinely didn't see anyone else that had went to take frees for them, so we will watch with interest. Emma Deneen was one that had come off as well with injury, so it looks like it's the number 21 that's standing out. Danielle O'Leary, Lorraine Scanlon, Louise Hertig, as I noted, is also standing in there, and Niamh Carmody, who did return back onto the field to play, haven't been originally substituted, and 18 is Niamh Nina Connacher. That is going to be the 5 place kickers from Kerry. There was a toss. I would have taken it to see which side, and more importantly, who would take the first one. They've chosen the side to a right hand side with the breeze on the back, and obviously the breeze has been a factor in this game. Maybe we just haven't realised how big a factor it is with being up here under a covered stand and these beautiful facilities, it must be added as well, in Mount Bellew Mylaw with us here. But it's a lottery now. This is what it's down to, a lottery. The teams, those not partaking, are being asked to step out onto the 65 metre line. It really adds to the drama and the sense of occasion, this, so it does. A lot of pressure obviously on the 5 place kickers now, as they call it, but it's just a case of looking at the posts, kicking it and hoping that it goes over. Obviously no pressure on any goalkeeper here, no saving, and just as I say, who can score the 5. There's lots of paper noted down, could be lots of marking, something and drama we would normally associate maybe with soccer, now being played out in beautiful bright sunshine here in the county of Galway. Fleeting memories of a Europa League Cup final just gone through my head there, and where it went to. We didn't even ask what happens if after 5 we're 5 apiece. Do they then go the same 5 again, or do they look for others to partake? I take it goes back maybe around the same 5 again. We'll take it one step at a time. We had to check and double check and inquire just of the officials as to what was the system that would work here. Cora Courtney's in there, Rosemary Courtney's in there, Jodie McQuillan is in there, Ellen McCarn and Muireann Atkinson is going to be the takers for Monaghan. There seems to be another toss to take place inside as to who maybe is going to go first. It's Ellen McCarn, the Monaghan captain, is in there, and it's Aisling Desmond, who is the Kerry captain. Is the 2 players. Kieran Murphy, the Monaghan manager, has also now gone in. A little bit of paper in his hand there. After all the excitement and tension and intensity that was around the ground, there's an air of calmness has suddenly descended upon it here. Stiff breeze off to my right hand side. The spectators, all 100 of them that were in here, have now made their way out into the bright sunshine. They've left the shelter of the stand. They're all taking their place up to my right hand side. to take this one in. It's a novelty for a lot of people, no doubt, that are fortunate enough to be with us here in the grounds, and for you maybe that are watching in on the stream on this one as well. Incredible facility provided by the LGFA for all these league games, all these league encounters. Every game has been streamed, but I think this will be the most dramatic that you'll have seen as of yet. And it's Muireann Atkinson is going to be the first to step up for Monaghan to put a point over the bar and to put the pressure back on the Kerry team. The breeze will definitely be on her back. She's taking a bounce out of the ball. She's outside the arc of the D. She's going to be kicking this one off her right. She's looking in. The posts are yellow and black, the colours of the local club here. She puts that one in. That looks like it's drawn out to the left side of the post and wide. So that's a wide from Monaghan. So Kerry now going with Louise Nimira-Hertig. Well, she's had plenty of opportunities during the game to put these over. So one would envisage that this could be the little edge that Kerry would have looked for. Going obviously with their strongest players to start with as well, to try and get themselves edged forward on the scoreboard. Louise Nimira-Hertig, she'll go through the routine. She'll face the ball, she'll address the ball, she bounces the ball, she solos the ball, she faces it out again, she pulls it back in again, she'll take a step forward and she'll look to put it in and over the bar. There's a hush and a silence descends upon Mount Bellew. My loch here as she catches that one, Louise. Oh, she put it out to the wrong side and wide. Well, the pressure's telling, so a wide apiece as Ellen McCarn now will step up her goal. It seems such a long time back when it did come in the second period of extra time with us here. So Ellen McCarn will go off her left foot, I would have thought, for this one. As she steps out, breeze on her back, and the silence that descends upon the ground as the players draw their breath. They go through their routines, bouncing the ball, solo out of the ball, bounces again. She'll drop it down on the left. She can't step inside the white flags. Has she done enough? It's drawing it. No, it's gone to the wrong side of the post and wide again. It's the sheer pressure, it's the sheer tension of the ground here. You could hear a pin drop whenever one of those players step up to take that one, and I feel even obliged myself just to lower the voice so as not to be a distraction to the players that are out on the field. Kerry standing over this one. I think it's Niamh Connachur. It is Niamh Connachur stepping up, catches this one, right foot. That looks good. The flag is going to be raised and Kerry go one to the good. The pressure now, Cora Courtney. Well, she did have opportunities in the course of normal time and extra time here. So again, the wealth of experience now will be very, very telling. Well, what experience do you need for something like this? Unique and unusual territory maybe to find yourself in. I'm not so sure if it's even something whatever about being down on your local field, club field, maybe practicing just your shots. Would you ever think you'd find yourself in a situation like this? Cora Courtney out on the arc of the D. Didn't do any business with the ball, just stood with it in hand, composed, takes her breath, drops it on her right. That's dragging, that looks good. It's in and over the bar. We go one to the good, but that's a third shot from Monaghan. And now Kerry with an opportunity to put two up for themselves. Monaghan have missed two, Kerry have missed one. And it's Lorraine Scanlon with the goal and the original part of this game. She steps up to the line, makes her mark, then takes her step back. Shrill whistle of the referee, and again the silence descends upon the ground here. She catches that one. That looks good. That looks very good. The umpire goes for the flag, and Kerry are now beginning to get the ray in. It's 3 apiece, but it's 3 shots apiece, but it's 2-1 in favour of the Kingdom, as it's Jodie McQuillan now that steps up for this one, and now the pressure will be really, really telling. Monaghan need to get this one to keep themselves in contention. Don't forget Meath, and no doubt maybe Meath supporters, players and management are watching in with interest on this one, because they are going to be awaiting the winners of this. Did they think there'd be such drama maybe to find out who the finalists would be? As Jodie McQuillan stands up to this one, she catches it. It's a lot of air on that one, but it's going right over. And Monaghan go 2 to the good out of 4 efforts. Kerry are 2 to the good out of 3 efforts. And it's out now with the number 9, Niamh Carmody. Started the game, went off, was substituted, but did come back on again in extra time. Kieran Murphy, the Monaghan manager, comes and leans against the fence here. Yes, Carmody catches that one. That looks good as well. They go for the white flag. Kerry go for 3. Monaghan need to score this one. It's as simple as that. If this one doesn't go over, Kerry are into the final. Monaghan put this one over. Kerry need then to score their last one. pressure on Rosemary Courtney. 4 efforts taken, 3-2 in favour of Kerry. And Rosemary Courtney, well, I'm sure she's aware of what's required and what's needed of her here. Solos out of the ball as the breeze and the wind picks up ever so slightly. Another solo out of the ball, just settles herself down. She's looking inside at the post, drops it down on her right. This looks good, this looks a beauty. It is in and over the bar. So 3 out of 5 for Monaghan, is 3 out of 4 for Kerry. And stepping up for this one then is Danielle O'Leary. Danielle O'Leary to put Kerry into a league final. If she puts it over, if she doesn't, then we go to sudden death. So Danielle O'Leary, well, she'll know now what pressure is on her shoulders. Monaghan have done everything that could have been asked of them. Danielle O'Leary now knows that all of Kerry and the Kingdom will hold their breath for the next 10, 15, 20 seconds. A couple of bounces out of the ball, a solo out of the ball. It maybe just took the players, those early ones, a chance to see as she catches this one. That looks good. He's going for the white flag, and it is. It's all over. And it's Kerry that got through on the shootout. 4 points to 3. And it's Kerry that are into the league final to take on Meath. Dramatic ending to this one. So it was. I think Monaghan are questioning, did she step over the line that was marked on the field? It wasn't the case. It's Kerry that have progressed in all the drama with us here in Mount Bellew. My loch, what an afternoon we've had, and credit to both teams as they make their way off the field here. Full credit to the two of them, but it's going to be Kerry and Meath in the Division 2 Ladies League Division 2 final.